the state called yoga. Yoga is not about physical activity. People immediately start associating yoga with Hatha Yoga and other physical activity. No, it has nothing to do with that. Yoga clearly translates into union with God. So when union with God is free from contact of sorrow, there is no sorrow when you know God. Absolutely no sorrow. Even if somebody says something to you where you feel upset and angry and disturbed, that is not yoga then. You are in the world of bhoga. Bhoga is called enjoyment. I got upset. I am angry. Why does people behave like this? Why are they like that? What is all this all about? You are disturbed. We are doing Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse 22. And having obtained which he does not reckon any other gain as greater than that, and established in which he is not shaken even by the heaviest of the sorrows. What is the heaviest of the sorrows? The heaviest of the sorrows is death. Please understand, death is the heaviest of the sorrow. Loss of life. So if there is a husband who loses his wife, or there is a wife who loses his husband, a mother losing her child, or a child losing a mother, whichever way you look at it, death from any point of view is a very great loss, a sorrow. Loss of money, wealth, it's not so great. Because whereas wealth is concerned, it can be got again. But can you get death once again? I mean, can you get the person back to life? No, it's not possible. So Harishchandra was a great person from the past. This man was a great king. He was a great follower of Narayana. He was reduced to the level of penury. He went and became a dome. A dome is a person who is an undertaker. In the graveyard we have people, and in India we have this, we don't have burial grounds. Burial grounds are there for other communities, but for the Hindus there is a burning, okay, of the bodies. Cremation we call it. So in the cremation ground, close to Ganga river, so on the banks of Ganga river, there is a cremation ground. Today it is known by the name Harishchandra Ghat. So Raja Harishchandra was appointed as a dome over there to oversee the whole operation. This man was a king of the entire land over there. He lost all of that. His wife and his son, they were living together somewhere else. The child dies. The wife is also in penury. She is very poor. Now she has no place to go and cremate the body of the child. It's heavy rains pouring outside over there. She carries the child on a cart. There is a cart next to it. So she carries the child alone on the cart and comes to this ghat. Ghat is the river bank, Ganga river bank in Banaras. So she comes over there and she tells this man who is the dome, she says, my son is dead. I want to burn him. I want to cremate him. So he says, do you have the money? Because you need wood and various other things to burn the body. No, I don't have. Then I'm sorry, I cannot take you inside. She starts crying. Then he looks at her and he realizes that this is his wife and that is his son. He is still the same person. He says, I'm sorry, I cannot take you inside because as per the law over here, you have to pay money for burning the body. And it cannot be consigned to the river till you don't pay. Now, even he is very much affected, but he doesn't have to show that. Suddenly Narayana comes over there and he says, what is the issue? So the lady says, this is my child, He's dead. And this man is not allowing my child to be cremated. So Narayana requests him, why don't you do that? He says, no, I cannot do that because, you see, I am the most truthful person on earth. I stand for truth. And then Narayana shows himself and says, I was testing you all the time. The truth is so strong that it will never shake you from that. The position that you are in. So even if your child is dead, even if your husband is dead, your wife is dead, or your mother, your father, or whoever, it is all falsehood. Because nobody is born and nobody dies. A soul can never be born and a soul cannot die. The body can die. And if your attachment is to the body and to the human being, then you are not fit for being in spiritual. Spirituality teaches you detachment. The state called yoga, no. After and having obtained which he does not reckon any other gain as greater than that, knowing the self, reaching the state of enlightenment, reaching that state of yoga, union with God, is the highest state in the world. Where the mind is decimated, there is nothing to be done beyond that. So when you have reached that state of God realization, then what are you interested in human beings for? So, and established in which he is not shaken even by the heaviest of the sorrows. It can be the heaviest of the sorrows. Person can be put in jail, like that gentleman from Baghdad. Okay, he became the Sufi saint. He was put in jail because he said, Anal Haq, Anal Haq. I am that, I am that, I am that. You're not supposed to say I am that in Islam. But he realized himself, and that is why he said, and he was put in jail and he was cut into pieces. Sufism is based on that. So this is the point which we need to understand. Any sorrow of any kind, anything that is going to disturb you, it should not disturb you. Spirituality, to be spiritual, one has to have equanimity of mind. We should never get disturbed by anything bad happening or good happening. Doesn't matter. Everything is equal. We just have to be in the state of that being, which is called equanimity. The next verse. We are doing Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse 23. That state called yoga, which is free from contact of sorrow in the form of transmigration, should be known. Nay, this yoga should be resolutely practiced with an unwearied mind. The state called yoga. Yoga is not about physical activity. People immediately start associating yoga with Hatha Yoga and other physical activity. No, it has nothing to do with that. Yoga clearly translates into union with God. So when union with God is free from contact of sorrow, there is no sorrow when you know God. Absolutely no sorrow. Even if somebody says something to you where you feel upset and angry and disturbed, that is not yoga then. You are in the world of bhoga. Bhoga is called enjoyment. I got upset. I am angry. Why does people behave like this? Why are they like that? What is all this all about? You are disturbed. Yoga means not to be disturbed. Come whatever may. So the state called yoga, which is free from contact of sorrow, any sorrow of any kind, or for that matter even joy of any kind. Person should not be bothered with the sorrow or the joy. The highest would be transmigration. Transmigration means you are going to be born again. And you feel, oh my God, I did this, I am going to be born again. People have this understanding that when you are self-realized, you are not born again. Understand? That is how people look at it. So when you are reached the state of enlightenment or self-realization, you are not born again. But let me say, you can be born again. Oh my God, then why did I do this transmigration? Why did I become a PhD in transmigration? I don't want, I want self-realization, I am a PhD. What? Even if you have transmigrated, God wants you to come back for some reason. Who are you to say no to it? Are you greater than God or what? So this understanding has to be very clear. Transmigration is one of the destinations which we can attempt. And even if that is the case, what is the big deal in that? Any which way you have no control over anything. So what is the big deal? You are like a dog tied in a place over there. You have no control. As long as the leash is there, you are in control up to the leash. After that, you can't run away. You can't do anything. You can't go to the kitchen and make yourself a cup of tea or go and eat something from there. You are not allowed. You are a dog. So human beings are like that. You are there. Enjoy yourself. You are a fish in a tank. Fish tank. Go around like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 100 rounds, 200 rounds. Enjoy yourself. So, the state called yoga, which is free from contact or sorrow, should be known. You should know this state. There should be no sorrow of any kind. I have people who are talking about something which happened to them years ago. This I am also suffering even today. If a person is suffering for his wife dying 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and the person is still sitting like that, I want you to understand this. Do you think he is anywhere in this world or spiritual? Even first level, second level, third level, first grade, second grade, third grade. Do you think he has even gone to school in that? Any person who is grieving over somebody dying at some point in life, even if it is 1 year ago or 6 months ago, what are you talking about? That person is dead and gone. Why are you so much bothered about that person? You are not going to be in anybody's own thinking process, okay? You are also going to be as good as dead. Very good for you. Good riddance to bad rubbish, people will say. If you die today, who cares if you are dead? So then why are you dreaming of some wife of yours or some mother of yours or some father of yours who is dead 100 years ago or 1 year ago or 5 months ago or 6 months ago? There was one person who was so much attached to, again this guy was never attached, and suddenly out of nowhere he became attached to his father. His father died 1 year ago. My father is dead, my father is dead, my father is dead, my father is dead. 6 months, 8 months, 1 year he was still going after it. So what is the big deal if your father is dead? You are still attached to that body, is it? That body gave one dot of one crap of his body. Understand? Today I can harvest a DNA of a person from the blood cells. In the next few years' time this is going to happen. I can harvest the DNA of a blood cell and I can create babies of somebody else. You think that is not going to happen? So the idea that you are somebody's sperm, you are still carrying it with you? How stupid can that be? And anybody who thinks in a family, it's a great thing in US where people, even the president, that earlier president, I don't remember his name, he kept on saying the family is a great thing, family is a great thing. Tomorrow he goes and does something with some other woman, family is a great thing, they will throw him out. It happened to that one more president. The whole world looks at him and spits on him. So this is something which we should understand. This is nothing great. So any idea of any attachment with any person is going to be detrimental in the spiritual domain. Then Jesus Christ should have stayed with his mother and father, no? Mummy, Daddy, look at me. He never said any of those things. That is why he became Jesus Christ. Do you understand this? So no attachment of any kind. So here he says, a state of yoga should be such where they are free from contact of sorrow of any kind. This yoga should be resolutely practiced. It is a yoga to be practiced at all points in time. Never to be thought, when I'm so upset, I remember my father and mother. Really? Why should you remember? Don't bother about even that husband or wife or children and this and that. They are not going to, they are no relative of yours. You are the supreme soul yourself. You are the divine person. They are divine from their point of view. That means you should be bothered about every other person who is dying on the streets also, no? Including a dog, a cat, a mice, anything. Then you should be thinking that is your son and that is your father. Do you do that? If you swat a fly, you say, oh, that is my father, he was flying around, I swatted him. You don't say those words, do you? So this kind of system, in spiritual, there is no attachment of any kind. So we just have to let it be. You have to resolutely practice it with an unwearied mind. The mind should not be wearied. Wearied means, oh, I'm so tired, thinking about all these things. I have people in this world who keep on saying, oh my God, I feel so tired. You feel tired after listening to, suppose if I give you some peace of mind, you are tired after that? You are not fit to be in spiritual then. Then you should not be sitting for my class also over here. What are you tired of? What are you thinking about? You should be ready to get anything. Even if I reprimand you and I point out to you and I say, you are the person, it should not matter to you. If it matters to you, then you are not worthy of being in spiritual. It should be an unwearied mind. A mind which doesn't get upset or angry or disturbed or feel tired. The tiredness which people show, I'm so tired, I don't want to do this, I'm so wearied. No. With an unwearied mind. These are spiritual texts. This is not some ordinary text. We are doing Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse 24. Completely renouncing all desires arising from sankalpas, that is the thought of the world, and fully restraining all senses from all sides by the mind. This particular yogi who is lost in the yoga, union with God, has no desire whatsoever. If you do not practice, now you people are young people who has just started out in life. Even those who might be my age, they are still young as far as spiritual is concerned. You might have started at that age. Practicing the yoga every day is important. Practicing it, you got to keep on practicing it. That is what he said in the previous verse. This yoga should be resolutely practiced. with an unwearied mind. You might be a disciple, you might be a student, you might be just starting out. Doesn't matter. Practicing it on a regular basis is very, very important. In this yoga, never be disturbed. Renounce all desires. There is no need of having any desire of any sort. The desire that I want this or I want that need not be there. Practice it. Why do you want? Is it important to want? No, I want to own a house, I want to buy this, I want to do that, I want to go here, I want to go there. If you are one part of that spouse, the second part, that is if you are a wife, then the husband. And if you are a husband, then I am talking about your wife. If you are here in this class, you have to try to curb your desires. The other person who is not a part of this class, they are free to have as many desires as they want. They can say whatever they feel like. Why are you getting disturbed? If your husband and wife says, and whoever, the alternative one, says, I want to go on a holiday. Okay. I want to buy a car. Okay. I want to do this. I want to go eat ice cream. I want to jump from top of this Eiffel Tower. Doesn't matter to me. Why should it bother me? You are there in spiritual. You have to control your desires, not the other person. So always remember, it is not about the other person. It is about you. The other person is free to talk whatever they feel like, do whatever they feel like. That is their problem, not yours. This yoga teaches you how to renounce the desires. Renounce them. There is no need. Sankalpa, thoughts of the world. When you have thoughts of the world, any thought of the world, that creates these desires. Here the cautionary note is this. We are talking about perfection in yoga. Alright? We are not talking of somebody who is not perfect in yoga. So when you are going to be, and your aspirations are to be perfect in yoga. Your aspirations. I want to be perfect in yoga. I want to be the enlightened person. I want to reach that destination. Then this person is supposed to practice resolutely. Practice it, practice it, practice it, practice it constantly. So all desires, all sankalpas of the world, whatever that sankalpa that comes in the world, any kind, you just have to practice the restraint. The desires need not come up. Fully restraining the senses. There is no need of even indulging the senses. Indulgent senses. Senses are there. You don't have to indulge in the senses. From all sides of the mind. From all sides of the mind. What do you mean by all sides of the mind? There are different kinds, isn't it? The mind can be drawn in all directions. It can be drawn in multiple ways. It can be drawn outside, it can be drawn inside. The inside one is the selfish one. I want it for myself. Outside one is for the outside world. So any kind of drawing that happens in the world, we just have to control it. Your mind should not run away. The idea is, do not allow your mind to run away. Control it. And this can be done by your own will. Got it? So we do the next verse now. We are doing chapter 6, verse 25 of the Bhagavad Gita. He should, through gradual practice, attain tranquility and fixing the mind of God, through reason controlled by steadfastness, he should not think of anything else. This is where the whole point is. Gradual practice. Practice doesn't mean day one you know everything. Constant practice every day on day, time, every time. Every hour, every second, you have to keep on practicing it. Some people say, no, yeah, I did it yesterday. What happened day before? What happened before that? No, I couldn't do it. So don't say those words. Keep on practicing. Don't keep on mouthing it, saying that, yeah, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. You know, the moment you say, I'm going to do it, I have reached enlightenment, you have never reached there. So if you keep on opening your mouth and saying, today I will get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you will never get up. Because you have already denied yourself that thing. If you deny yourself, that means you have never got up before and you are saying, I'm going to get up. No. Do it. Do it. Gradual practice. You have to keep on practicing on a regular basis. Every single day of your life, you have to do it. Attain tranquility. You will attain tranquility. You got to practice this. No desire, no desire, no desire. The tranquility will automatically come. There is no need for you to own something. There is no need for you to run after something. I want a house, I want children, I want money, I want this, I want a good retired life. People have this thinking, I want to have a very, very good retired life. What retired life? By the time you come to 50, your husband will leave and go away. Then what happens? What retirement are you talking about? Then all the money that you might have saved, that fellow runs away with the money. Then what do? You don't know, no? So if nobody knows the future, what are you talking about? Don't bother so much about that. That when you have resigned yourself to the God, this way, then there is nothing to bother you about. How He is going to give you the next meal, why are you bothered so much about? See, people are so much bothered about, oh, I got to save this money because I got to make my earning, my living and this and that and blah, 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 blah. But you are not living like a bird, an animal. Huh? You see, the bird lives for that day only. You think the bird keeps on going out, I am collecting this worm for tomorrow, This worm is for day after tomorrow. I'll put it in one jar and keep. Do you think the bird says like this? Even a tiger, a lion or any creature for that matter, they are not concerned about tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Human beings is one animal who is concerned about tomorrow, day after tomorrow and bothered about insurance and whatnot. Even if you take your insurance is going to be insufficient. And you would have wasted all your money on giving it to the government or whichever organization and you will never even enjoy that money. They will enjoy. That company which is the insurance company will enjoy. They have always told you, you got to insure, you got to do this, you got to do that. Your own example you can take. You have been paying insurance for the last 20 years or 10 years or 15 years. How many times have you claimed it? 0 times. And even if you have claimed it, suppose your insurance is for 50 lakh rupees, okay, health insurance, total, or 5 lakh rupees, okay. You go and ask them, give me 50,000 because I got admitted into a hospital, they won't even give you 30,000. They'll say, produce this bills, produce that bill, this is there, that is there. Then what is this point of insurance then? Insurance should be very good. So here Sri Krishna is telling that first and foremost you have to do the gradual practice, attain tranquility and fixing your mind on God through reason. You should only reason that God is there to take care of me. Why do I need to bother about tomorrow or day after tomorrow or the day after that? I need not. Spiritual people have the guts to do this. The people in the material world have no guts whatsoever. They're always bothered about tomorrow. They're always bothered what's going to happen to me, who is going to feed me, who is going to take care of me when I become old, what's going to happen to me. Somebody has to take care. I can't go to the old age homes and this is happening and my health is going to be bad. They keep on dwelling on that subject continuously. So if you are in that category, then they are full of desires and then you are not going to be bothered so much about spiritual. Then you are trying to become spiritual by just attending a class for 1 hour or half an hour or whatever. And that's it. And then you are thinking, I'm so spiritual, Which angle are you spiritual? Here this spirituality is, you have to be completely surrendered to God. He is the one who rules your day. He is the one who gave you birth. He is the one who is going to put you to sleep also. That means you are going to die because of him only, no? Which day you are going to die, nobody knows. Who is going to be born through you and not born through you? Your husband, your wife? Who is going to be that? Do you have any control over anything? Even your tomorrow you have no control over. You don't even know what is going to be tomorrow. Is it going to be raining, snowing? Is it going to be dry, wet? Is there going to be this, that? What kind of weather? You don't even know. Nothing is known by you and yet you think that yes, I have to plan for tomorrow. I will save money. I will do this. I will do that. No. The desire is what is killing you. Free from desire. Controlled by steadfastness. He should not think of anything else. He should be totally controlled by the steadfastness. I am only going to hold on to the feet of God and not be disturbed by anything. So tomorrow something comes and shakes you. Oh my God, somebody is dead. That means you have lost it, isn't it? When you are holding on to the feet of God, whoever can die, whatever can happen, the whole world can come to an end. Why should you bother about it? Just hold on to the feet of God. Krishna is telling Arjuna this. Just think of me. I'm all that is there. And just do your job. I have put you in this world to do some job. Just do that job and don't bother your head about it. Alright? So we have come to the end of verse 25. We will stop over here.